What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Kirby Mass Attack. Last time, we fought a bunch of different eels. And this time, we are going from in the water to on a boat. So let's go ahead and get this chapter started, or stage started. And to start out, you need 8 Kirbys to get into the stage. And also to start out, I may or may not have completely lied, because we are definitely jumping straight back into the water. This is just showing us how to swim underwater for like the 4th time. And I actually want to mostly fly over everything because of that stickle that's in the water. And so this stage has a new mechanic, waterfalls. So technically I lied, but I didn't lie. This is a sunken ship for the most part. And the main mechanic is to use these waterfalls to rise and lower the water that's in the ship in order to do a bunch of puzzles. But for this first part, these waterfalls are actually just obstacles, because if the waterfall is going, you can't actually pass through them, which I can show right here actually. You just run into the side of them. So we're just gonna hover and fly across once the water falls off. And we will use these... Come on, Blish. Shoot the coin for me. And I believe it's shot, so we get our rainbow medal. And that is our first medal of the stage. And now we just need to fly up here out of the way of the sickle, because the sickles are not fun to deal with. Deal with this big Monbon, and here is the way we can actually use the waterfalls. These, I guess, turn dials, or pirate ship wheels, depending on how you want to look at them. When you throw Kirbys at them, they will stick to them, and once you spin it enough, it will activate the waterfalls to let water into the level. So that's how we need to, or that's what we need to do in order to get past specifically this stage, or specifically this part of the stage, these spikes. If you wait too long, you will fall into them. And there's nothing up there, so we don't have to actually deal with that. And I do want to hit this. So we will... If I could throw upwards, please. We can hit that and get another pirate ship wheel. So we need to throw at this one in order to make these logs float upwards. Because if you get on top of the logs and float upwards, there's actually nothing up there. But you can activate the water to go up here and kill my Kirbys, apparently. Okay. I'm apparently not very good at this. Luckily, they give you an out right there, so if you mess up horribly like I just did, you can always come back here and put the water back up. It's not just like... they don't just leave you high and dry, ironically, in the water level, but... yeah, you could just do that, and if I could swim just a little bit farther, we could swim up here and push this big stone block enough to where the water is no longer a factor. Because I can just stand on this ledge and continue to push this stone. And I am not a fan of all these Monbons here, especially the big ones. Because they shoot 3 times and they come back to life, and they're just really annoying in this stage. Also, thank you for the extra 10,000 points. But I want to turn this dial because it allows us to make our Kirbys not blue anymore. Also, it kills the Monbon, so anything to do that, I am okay with. But we can just swim around here, swim through that, and we can get all pink Kirbys back. And I'm just gonna wait here because the water is coming back down. If you listen while the water is up, you can actually hear a ticking sound. And that tells you how long the water is going to be up for. So I'm actually going to be quiet while swimming up here so you can actually hear the ticking sound. yeah, so as you could hear, the faster the ticking, the less time you have. So you want to make sure you get through the water sections fast enough to where you get through it before the ticking stops. And I actually want to wait right here, because if we let the water rise here, I could show that underneath these blocks is the warp door for this stage. And now we are just going to let the water go back down. And the trick for the water level, the ticking sound, actually only works on the parts of the stage where you have the wheel. So it only tells you when the wheel is about to go backwards, and not technically when the water goes up and down. Because in this part of the stage, you actually don't have any indicator of when the water is going up and down. And we actually want to swim over this way, because this is going to shoot water out of it. These, I don't believe, have an official name. I call them water lilies, because that's literally what they are. They're just water bubbles that hold items into it. And when the water rises, it shoots electric balls out of it, that if you are hit by them or you touch it, you will be injured. And we just need to destroy this one. Please, anyone? Thank you. That was way too close. The Kirbys did not want to hit it for some reason, but that's how we get our second medal of the stage. And if we go this way, we can get into a gold door. And actually, there's nothing much in this room. There's a bunch of different fruit and 2 Waddle Dees. But really all you have to do is raise the water level, take out the 2 Waddle Dees, and then the golden door reappears. So there's nothing really much in this room, unless you're down Kirby's from hitting spikes or something like I did. And you need extra Kirbys. That's a good way to get a lot of fruit all at once. And I'm actually just going to run through here and hopefully can get... Nope. Doesn't super matter, because we're just going to push this block and hopefully deal with this stickle right here, because I do not want to deal with stickles while swimming in the water. And this part of the stage, okay, Batty Bat. I forgot there was Batty Bats here. I actually don't remember if I said the name of the Batty Bats back in the stage where there were a mini-boss. But these big bat enemies are called Batty Bats. And all they do is they fall down, and they will try to grab your Kirbys if they land on them. But once they hit the ground, they're pretty harmless, and you could just swarm them with a bunch of Kirbys. And it's not really a problem. But what we need to do is these red pirate ship wheels, they spin the opposite way, and they actually turn the water off. And what we need to do is turn the water off and immediately start running to the left. And we need to get under here and fly up and over through this door before the waterfall can turn back on. And now we have a big pirate ship wheel, which you need a bunch of Kirbys on individual parts to actually make it spin. But honestly, you can just throw at it. It's not really that difficult to do. And in this section, we just need to follow the fruit or swim straight up, really, because the only important thing here is a key that we need. And I'll grab that last apple because we can on the way back down. And we need this key to open the treasure chest that you saw in the previous room. So I also don't know why they put those bombs there, because they are never used. And you can actually see that's how the Batty Bats work. It did grab one of my Kirbys, but nice throw, Kirby. If we can take it out, it'll make it easier for us to run across here. And there's nothing actually in that golden door down there, so I think I'm going to skip it, actually. Wow, it knocked off 9 Kirbys. Everyone, can you, like, attack it and take it down, please? Why is this one not wanting to die? The Batty Bat refuses death. But what we actually need to do is we need to run over here and turn the water off again. And this will actually give us 2 medals. Because once we turn the water off, we again run to the left. But once we fall down here, we immediately run to the right. And we will get this treasure chest, which is the first of the 2 medals in this room. And then if we continue to run this way, we get another medal that's right there. And then we just need to fly up here or wait for the water to come up and we can get through this door. And I believe this is just an elevator. So we have to dodge this blish while it's shooting its spear at us and just walk back and forth. This going down part is actually super easy. Because if I remember correctly, we go down and then have to go back up. But there's actually no obstacles in this down part. You just have to avoid the blish. So it's super easy to trick it into going one way and then run the other direction. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the going up section, which has this blish and actual objects going upwards. So we need to avoid the blish and actually destroy these blocks so we don't get crushed going upwards. And I believe I want the blish to be over here so I can come over here and destroy these blocks. And yeah, it's just a game of trying to dodge the blish while also not dying from the blocks. And I believe we actually need to be, like, right here. And I believe I messed up. And I can't actually get that Kirby back. You need the blish to be over on this side so you can hit this coin. Which I obviously blocked the blish. So I'll have to come back and get that coin. But, with that being said, we do have a mini-boss. This is a block Waddle Dee, and is also one of the easiest mini-bosses in this game. All you have to do is throw Kirby's at it until the block on its head breaks, and all you have to do is do that 3 times. It'll also jump every once in a while and open the platform to let more blocks fall through, which are actually blockos, which you saw, which are living blocks that can jump and attack you. The thing is, I never see it drop the blocks close enough to you to really be much of a issue. And as long as you break it by the time that it tries to drop the second amount of blocks, you will never get hit. It's a very easy boss fight. But with that boss fight done, we just get in this cannon, shoot ourselves through here, and I believe this is the end of the stage. Somewhere. Make you run for quite a bit to get to the end of the stage, but we did get there. And I have to go in and get that last medal, so I will be right back when we get to that section. Okay, so we are back in the upward elevator part. And I'm going to see if I can try to keep the blish over here for the most part. I want to attempt to... If I could keep the blish like right here, that would at least allow me to live this section. And then... I need the blish to come over here. I need the blish to be over here. You know what? I'll take it. That gets me the medal, and all of my Kirbys are actually alive. I was not expecting that for what was happening. I will take it, and I will beat you at the end of the stage. Alright, now that we are back on the the stage select screen, we can go into stage 8, and it looks like we're going from boat to Winter Wonderland. And again, we need 5 Kirbys to enter the stage. And we immediately meet a new enemy. These are called Mosos. And they are just fuzzy little enemies that when they start to glow, they spike up and act like the spikos, or the stickles, where they will hurt your Kirbys if they are too close when they're spiked. And these little guys are called Fufus. And what they will do is, I'm actually just going to run under these Mosos. The Fufus will spit ice out of their mouths, and if your Kirbys are hit by the ice, they will freeze and take damage. And we have a new mechanic, using a torch. Torches go out after a while, use them quickly. Luckily, every Kirby gets their own torch, so what you want to do is light everyone's torches and run like crazy. And you actually want to fly over this part, because if a Kirby hits water, they immediately lose their torch. As you would probably guess, actually. But we just need to continue running, because this is very much the time section. Come on, Kirbys. They're having trouble getting up the ramps. And we are just going to ignore the Fufu. And actually this one we can't ignore, so we are going to hit it and destroy these blocks. And then continue our way upward. The Waddle Dees are now throwing snowballs instead of the seeds they were throwing before, which, as you can see, if they hit the Kirbys, they freeze them, and they put out their fire once they're frozen. So we are, again, just going here, and I want to fly across here as easily as possible. So I need to get over here and light this snowman on fire in order to get into this golden door. Because inside this golden door, we need to get here, and we have a mashing game. And as you can see, inside the ice block is a metal. So we are just going to mash on here, and we are actually just carving this ice block into a Kirby holding a coin, which is very cute, by the way. And we just need to throw a Kirby at the coin, and we collect it and can move on. And that should be the first medal of the stage. And I believe there's nothing if we go backwards here except a Fufu. So we just need to go in this cannon and fire our way to the next part of the stage. I was about to say I don't think there's anything behind us, but apparently there is a snowball that is rolling towards us. This is very funny as well, because the bigger the snowball gets, the more Kirbys it shows, which is the exact opposite of how it would actually work. But I believe with our Kirbys, with 10 Kirbys, you break the top section, and it gives us access to the rainbow medal. And we just need to go through this door. And yet again, I think this is another part of the stage where we just need to run quickly. And we have another new enemy. These are called ice dice. They're just little dogs that shoot ice out of their mouths, and they're very adorable. But if you get hit by the ice blocks, it doesn't actually hurt you, but it does push you back, and make it so if you're crushed against something, you are hurt, and you can break the ice blocks as well. And these big ones are called ice dinos, and they're literally just big ice dice, and they shoot big ice blocks. So all you need to do is grab onto it like the ice dice, and you can, come on, please light the snowman on fire, if you will. I actually want to see what's this direction. Nothing is that direction. Got it. So we're just gonna fly up here and relight our torches and light the snowman on fire. And I believe this is another section we need to just run quickly. And that is another new enemy. That is an Eiston. And I believe it just killed my Kirbys, unfortunately. Okay, Eistons need to go. Killing too many of my Kirbys. We just want to break the bottom blocks here and continue moving our way forward. I'm actually not even going to worry about that magic circle because I want to get up to that torch if I possibly can. So we are just going to fall down here and attempt to grab all my Kirbys and just fly up here. Because we need to fly up here and torch this snowman in order to relight our torches again. And this actually gives us a faster path through the ice dino instead of fighting it. And that's gonna hurt. I forget if there's anything actually in this jerk vine or not. So we are actually going to take a second and grab onto it because we can run back and light our torches again if we need to. Oh, there is a medal here. That's a good thing I stopped, I guess. I'm going to run back and relight my torches. So we just need to run back up here in the slowest fashion possible. Fly back up here and relight our torches, which is literally just running through this torch thing, relight your torches, and you should be good to go. And stupid Kirby, stop dying. Stop getting hit by the icicles that are very clearly there. And we just need to run through this door. And I believe we got a big ice stone. Which is defeated the exact same way as a regular ice stone. I'm actually going to wait for it to fall one more time, and then we just start throwing at it. And if you can hit it enough times, it just gets defeated. Thankfully. I thought I was about to lose like 9 of my Kirbys there. But what you need to do is defeat the ice stone before your flames go out, and then you can go through this golden door and run this direction, and you can, again, it's just another thing like the first time, where we get to make a ice sculpture of a Kirby. And with that, we get our 4th coin, our 4th medal of the chapter, or the stage. And there's nothing that way, so we need to go through this door. And that's actually our 5th medal, because the 4th medal is hidden. Which we can't actually get going this direction. So, I will meet you when we get to the point where we can actually get to the last medal. So I will be right back. Okay, so what you need to do is go into the warp gate and fire yourself to the end of the stage. And you need to do this quickly while you still have fire. Because if you don't do this while you still have fire, then this is pointless. And once you get to the end of the stage, you literally just need to run backwards, gather your Kirbys, and fly them upwards. And then just run. And what you have to do is you have to light this torch, get that key, and then light that torch in order to... These stupid goddamn Kirbys. Light that torch to melt the snowman to get that treasure chest. Obviously, I did not do that fast enough, but that's what you have to do, and I just wanted to show you what you had to do to get the last coin. So I will do it off screen because this is the 4th time I've tried this and it has not worked. So I will come back and get that medal later. And we are just going to go on to stage 9. Another 5 medals. Hopefully not as difficult as that last medal. And I just want to point out that the Kirbys on ice are the worst. They are the worst thing to ever happen in this game. Maybe that's a stretch, but it's awful. But we just need to pull this down because I believe... Oh, it's just fruit. I was going to say I believe there's a metal in there, but it's not. We just need to move forward and hit this star block in order to open the ground and send us to our death. But actually, what it does is it sends us to the rest of the stage. Which this stage is a side-scrolling stage, and it's mostly a mini-boss, I would say. Say hello to Icy Rex. If that thing touches you, it will freeze you and immediately kill your Kirbys. So you want to stay as far ahead of it as possible in order to, one, see as much of the screen as you possibly can, and two, so if you do mess up something, you have more time to fix it. Break that ice stone so I don't have to deal with it. I'm not going to break that ice stone because it's going to break itself on the Icy Rex. And as you can see, we are quite literally just slowly running away from it. And there is our rainbow medal, as well as our first medal of the stage. And all 5 medals of the stage are in locations that the Icy Rex are going to be in. So you want to, for that part, you want to be as close to the front of the stage as possible, or to the far right of the stage as possible. Because the Icy Rex will sometimes charge at you and run into a steel block that will cause it to hit its head and fall backwards, which gives you a few seconds to move forward. And I believe we need to break up here and fly up here, because the Icy Rex is going to stand there for a little bit, but while it's doing that, we need to pull this down. Because in here is our second coin. And we got it just in time to make our great escape. And the Icy Rex is lower for some reason now. Throw down, please. Throw down. We need to get the Kirbys down here, please. Kirby's not wanting to be thrown down is my biggest weakness. And we're just going to leave that Gordo in there to suffer its fate. And right there is your warp gate. If you miss one of the first 2 medals, you can always use the warp gate. But really, this is a decently easy stage. Since it's a side-scroller, everything is paced to where you can pretty easily maneuver in the time limit that it gives you. I'm actually not going for that Maximado because I don't need it. And we need to hit this star block to get this 4th medal. And then we just need to go down here because the Icy Rex sometimes shoots out an ice breath. And when it does that, if you are in the line of the ice breath, you get frozen. And if you don't break the Kirbys out of the frozen, or out of their ice cube, they die instantly. So you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. And we are just going to continue moving forward. And the last medal is right here, which, again, not the hardest thing to get. That Kirby is dead. I don't think I can even grab it, so that's unfortunate. And all we need to do is open or hit that star block to open that before the Icy Rex can break through all of the steel blocks. And now it just wants us to fly away. Maybe, if the Kirbys decide they want to fly. And since we have all 5 medals, this cannon should lead us right to the end of the stage. And if it gets dark, yes. End of the stage, success, because the Icy Rex killed a Kirby right at the end and I couldn't save it. But with those 3 stages done, I think we're going to end this episode here. So, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the chapter. Next time, we're gonna do the most confusing stage up to this point in the game. But until then, happy adventuring.